Good morning. Welcome to Frank's School. My apologies about the Zoom yesterday. I saw that was on, but I decided to leave it. That was the cat. I'm pretty sure that was the cat that did that. Boots. She had been being a bother, and she'd worked the stand around that the camera's on, and then it decided to zoom. So, because it was up against the wood. I think that's what happened. Anyway, my apologies for that. And also Victor Borg, there's an E on his name. I was unsure, but I went and looked it up. All right, maybe I'll be a little bit briefer today than usual. I said that I want to talk about this trip to Europe that I am planning. Within a week or two, I'll be buying my airplane ticket. And I want to take you through my planning because I think it might be an opportunity for you to see how you could do such a thing if you wanted to do it. This is supposed to be Portugal, and this is Spain, and I can't really draw. But last year, on that Tour d'Europe, that huge, long marathon trip that I took that brought me into Galicia and down through Portugal and to Spain and back. On that trip, there were several occasions that I got genuinely excited, and I didn't realize that I would. One of them was when I saw Chaussées Mill, and another one was in the wee hour, at dawn, when it was just beginning to get light, when the train that I took down through here went through this part of Portugal, and I saw the farms, the garden/farms. Quintais is actually the word in Portuguese. And they just struck me so. And Lisbon lived up to what I thought. In any case, I made up my mind that I wanted to go back to those of that trip, of all that trip. I want to go back to other things as well, but there's more urgency to this. I want to go back and see Chaussées Mill. I want to help him with it, and I want to see those farms again. Well, I started to research it. I didn't even know the name of that part of Portugal. It's Minho. Minho. I have it here. Minho. That's named for a river. And here it rains a good bit. As a reference to this trip, see, today I think what I'm going to do is just describe how I roughed out in my mind what I wanted to do. Before I even had the dates set in mind, here were the goals that I have, that I still have. And I'm going to reference these videos. Early in the year, I mean in the fall, if you look on my YouTube channel back at 2.24.1, that was where I put the raw film footage of my experience of Chaussées Mill. And you'll hear how excited I got. Now the camera moves a lot. It's badly filmed. But anyway, you can see it. And if you want, you can go back. You can see more about it right in that area. Video 2.26.1 up through this would be the second year of the 26-day third video. I don't recall why there's 3 there. But anyway, there's where I put the raw film footage of Minho online. Probably in this I explain about what I encountered, a little bit like I just did. And then not so long ago, second year 65th day, this is the 97th day, first video, I proposed a trip. I said that I was thinking about making this trip. And at that time I sort of said, anyone want to come? Well, I'm at the moment I'm optimistic that I have 2 fellow travelers that may go with me. But in any case, the pump. You're going to get used to this stuff now, I guess, because there's more life in this house, I guess. Anyway, I am planning the trip for myself. I'll do this trip alone, if I must. And I won't change too much about the trip if it ends up that I am traveling alone. But I am hoping that I'll have a German couple. Later I'll speak more openly about this if I'm sure they're coming along. But I really need somebody to drive to see some of this stuff, I need to rent a car, and I can drive okay if there isn't interesting stuff around. But when there's interesting stuff to look at, I'm not that good a driver. And I also need to have a cameraman. I need to do better filming than I did last year. Last year, I didn't even know I was going to be putting those videos online. I just wanted to film stuff for my own memory, so that I wouldn't forget those places. But this year it's different. I want to actually make 4 documentaries, maybe more, maybe less, and I mean documentaries. I do maybe an hour long, not just raw film footage, if I can. And for this, I could really use help. Now, the trip I'm going to take, I'm going to fly into Portugal, into Lisbon, stay there a few days, travel north to a city called Braga, and then on to Santiago de Compostela, which is near where Chaussées Mill is. And then when I head back after working there for about 3 days, and I'll tell you more about that soon, later this week, I think. Then I would like to drive back to Braga, but through this part of Spain. There's a small city there called Orense, I think. And I want to see the mountains above those farms as well as those farms. And then back to Lisbon and then fly home. That's what I plan to do. If it turns out I am traveling by myself, I will probably not stay in Lisbon quite as long. I'll leave it a day early, and I won't rent a car unless I have to in Braga. I'll travel by train and stuff. But as I say, I'm optimistic that I may be traveling with a German couple. I'm hoping. The 4 documentaries that I would like to make is I want to make one about a museum here in Lisbon. This doesn't matter too much. At first, I thought I would make it of that same museum that was my pilgrimage goal last year, the Museum of the shops at the Museum of Decorative Arts. But I tried to contact them, and I didn't get a response. And in the meantime, I began to think more about another museum that I had not visited since I was 24, or 24, 25, and that's the Folk Art Museum in Lisbon. I missed that last year. So maybe we'll do that. I want to make a documentary about a place called the Santuário de Bom Jesus do Monte, the Sanctuary of Good Jesus of the Mountain. If you would Google that, you'd see it right away. An unbelievable set of stairs and a water-powered elevator. I'll tell you more about that later this week. I really want to make a documentary of the way they farm in Minho. Polyculture is what it was called. Now it's got another name, permaculture maybe, or diversified farming. It's got a more modern name. But I want to take a close look at that, and for that I may have to rent a car, even if I'm by myself. And then Chaussées Mill. Chaussées Mill, that documentary is going to have to be a 3 or 4-parter. Only the first part can be done this year. That is very exciting. What could possibly happen with the restoration of that mill? And I want to document the beginning of the process, and then next year maybe as it goes on. So serious documentaries. As a matter of fact, speaking about as it goes on, if this trip goes well, and here's a reason to pay some attention, I can imagine making almost the same trip next year, but next year actually trying to get more people to go along. This year it's going to be just fine. If 3 of us make this trip, that will be fine, along with Chaussée and his family and his friends to see about that. Well, I hope I've not been rambling. Tomorrow, but I hope you understand my purpose. Why? Well, I'm going to learn. That's why you travel, I was saying before. But why that part of Europe this time is very specific. And then tomorrow, I think I'll talk to you about how am building my schedule, the decisions I'm making about purchasing my plane ticket, and other things, just sort of the mechanics of how you do these things. All right, just one video today. That was quite enough, I think. And here's the cat behaving herself. See you tomorrow.